Hey, what's up, everybody? Rob Hau, Rockstar Realtor. I am the realtor that makes you the rock star. And today, we're going to take a little drive, and I'm going to talk about what I have in my head about the market and what's happening with real estate. And while I do that, I'm going to drive around the Willows, a village in Summerlin South. You ready? Let's do it. Stay tuned on the other side. All right, everybody, what's up? Rob Hau here. Of course, if you watched the intro, you didn't miss that part, did you? Well, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tell you what's on my mind about what's been happening in the real estate market and about the story that is starting to unfold. What is next? What might come up in maybe some of my prognostications, just some, shed some light on where I think things are going. And while I do that, I'm going to drive through this awesome neighborhood in Summerlin South, the Willows. It's actually considered a village in Summerlin South. And just kind of show you this time of year, it is absolutely beautiful. The vegetation is really, really nice. And I want to just show you what it's all about. I do have a video on my website. If you go to summerlinsouthhouse.com or robhaurockstarrealtor.com, you can check out the video on the Willows. You can actually see what properties are available on there as well. So if you're interested in a house in the Willows, I got them on my website. Go check it out. Anyway, I want to kind of hit a few thoughts here. As you know, if you've been paying attention to my videos, I made a couple of pretty right calls that I was pretty sure about. That's why I made the calls. Interest rates, we're not going to see them go below 4 again. And it may be decades before we get down below 4% again. As I said, this was an easy call, but some people didn't know, so I always like to let you know. The Fed rate did change. They moved it up 0.25%, and they're expecting another 6 movements. I don't know if those will all happen this year, but to sort of quell inflation, that's how they're going to do that with the interest rate. And historically speaking, the interest rate oftentimes has to be as high as the inflation rate in order to get inflation under control. We don't know. This is hard to tell, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I would know. But my goodness, look at this beautiful neighborhood just coming to bloom. I'm right in the middle of the Willows. Sorry, I gotta every now and then tell you where I'm at and show you. Let's just see that there. Oh yeah, they got these beautiful little parks and walking trails throughout the Willows. Anyway, I'm not gonna pretend I'm an economist and I know where things are exactly going, but the story is starting to be written as to what is taking place and what's gonna happen and how that might affect the real estate market. As everyone knows, or many people know, we've had an extremely strong real estate market. We have nearly $100,000 increase in our median home price in 1 year. In 1 year alone, it's either crazy or it's magical. But I think that right now, and we're seeing it, we're going to see another spur of buyer activity because, first of all, inventory still remaining very low. I'm getting a number of listings in my own personal inventory that I'm going to be selling and I have on the market currently. If you're interested in buying a property, you might want to get a hold of me. I've got a few and some pocket listings that you need to know about. Basically, they're coming soon. If you're interested in certain property, I might have one that you need to know about. So contact me. But either way, the inventory is remaining low and buyer activity is remaining strong, especially now that everyone's put on notice. Interest rates are on the rise. It's not a test, it's happening. So that is going to spur continue to spur the buyer activity that's happening. We will see another strong, as I've said in my prognostication for April, we're going to see another strong month and movement from March to April. I expect that to continue to happen as usual in Vegas, as the weather gets warm, the market heats up. I expect that to continue. The question is when and or if the brakes will be applied to the market. I think as long as inventory remains low, we're going to still see a pretty strong market in Vegas, even if interest rates rise more. But eventually that could start changing things. And if the rate becomes so high that people don't want to buy, well, then inventory will start to stack up a little bit more. And you could see a much stronger, moving from a seller's market to a buyer's market. So again, that's why a lot of people have been coming to me and putting their houses on the market. They know I think we're in what is the historic highs that we will see in Las Vegas. I think we're in that time right now where it's hard to say that we can go too much higher after this big season that we're about to have.
That's something to keep an eye on.
And I think a lot of the sellers that have the ability, something that gets expressed to me a lot is like, hey, Rob, I've got a great asset that has grown incredibly.
But if I sell that property, I don't have anywhere to go. I'm going to have to spend the money to go and purchase that next property.
Well, some people have so much equity that that's not that big of a deal. They can even put some money into their bank, use a down payment to buy a home. Maybe they're looking to buy, maybe they're not looking for as large of a home this next time. Maybe they're going to size down a little bit. That's certainly helpful. This market is helpful to people like that because, okay, that's certainly helpful to people that are in that situation, because if you can size down and basically keep your payment low and purchase a property and stack some money away that you made on your property, great, right? If that was part of your plan. But a lot of people feel like they cannot do that. They don't have the ability to sell and then, or the desire to sell and then buy a property. So that's actually part of the reason why our inventory is low, because it's like, hey, well, Rob, where am I going to go if I sell this property? And, you got a point. At some point, you do have a point. We got to talk if you're thinking about it, because I can help you see where you have the right circumstance and how I can help you make that happen. Look at this beautiful park. Sorry, I'm just going to point out all kinds of cool things. But this is right here in the middle of the Willows. And they do have some school letting out here soon, so all these cars are backed up. Some more highly rated schools over here that you have in the Willows. So anyway, if you're thinking about making that move, or you're thinking, well, geez, I've got a ton of equity, Rob, I'd like to be able to cash out on that, maybe we should talk. All right, see if your situation can be one that makes sense. And again, as the interest rates move up, that is going to make less sense. Right now, we've gone from being in the 3s to the 4s, and they're going to stay that way. It's still not an expensive rate to be in the 4%. I mean, I bought my first home and I was nearly 7%. Okay. My mother, who's been a realtor in Las Vegas all of my life, she bought her first home and it was like 17%, 16, 17%. Crazy interest rates back in the early 80s. All right. So, of course, the homes were, you could buy 80,000, a nice home was like 120,000. It's relative, right? If the median home price is $450 and your interest rate goes up to 16%, that's outlandish, right? So we won't see that. So anyway, the rate being around the 4% is not an expensive rate. We're just used to such great low rates that, it's like you're just going to have to change the perspective. The threshold's going to have to change a little bit. Anyway, here's some more one-story homes in the Willows. A lot of one-story homes throughout the Willows. That's kind of what's nice about this area. They have They have some larger homes, but some more modest type of homes. And this is great. If you live on this street, you can walk right into this little common area that you have there. I can assure you that a lot of people walk their dogs, and then they can go right across the street to that park I drove by. So I always want to reiterate that, you know, if you're wondering where to find a realtor, well, now you know how. You know Rob Hau, and that's all you need to know in Las Vegas is me when it comes to real estate, all right? My number is 461-7175. You are privy to that, and you can also email me at Rob@Hau Rockstar Realtor anytime. If you have questions, you want to sort something out, you need another eyeball on some, you know, on something you're working on, let's talk, all right? Hey, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. There's a whole bunch more where that came from. And I've got a bunch of listings coming on in the spring, so I got pocket listings. You looking for a home? You might want to talk to me. All right, anyway, have a good day, everybody. Thanks again for watching. See you on the next one.